up, everyone? It is Nina Woodard, and you are tuned into the Social Lounge podcast brought to you by SA Media. Guys, I am so excited to be back doing what I have a passion to do. For those of you who do not know me, I'm from the city of Monroe, Louisiana. I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a kingdom heiress. If you know, you know. Some of my hobbies are reading. I do like to write, but I don't write much. Is that a hobby? If you don't do it. Anyways, I like to do it. I love the color pink. I can't draw. I hug trees. I love food. I really love tacos. But anyways, just a few things about me. And as you can see, I'm quite nervous. However, we're going to get through this together. I don't know why I'm always nervous. For one, I'm sitting in a room by myself. However, it's something about knowing that your phone is just your phone, but you know behind that phone is the eyes of many, many, many people. But I've always been one to dare to be different and just push forward. It's a mindset thing. And that is something that we will be discussing today. And I don't want you guys to think this is just like a teaching setting. However, I can't refrain from always being able to spread knowledge, my knowledge and my wisdom, the things that I've learned throughout my years, but I'm here to have fun. I told myself that I would not, you know what? I told myself, don't get on here acting brand new. Don't get on here acting brand new with self, because I'm whimsical. I'm very cartoonish at times. I'm very serious. I'm just a whole bowl of flavor that the Father has created. So take it up with him. But the title of this episode is Thinking is an Art. I'm just already excited. Thinking is an art. I remember watching a video, who was that? Dr. Cindy Trim. And she made a statement saying that a lot of us think that we are just out here thinking. But what we really are doing is just rearranging our ignorance. Interesting. And filtering through our ignorance, right? To come out with better possibilities or the greatest possibilities. And I just, that really touched me, because I'm like, you ever like had a thought and this thought stuck with you throughout your week because like something there, let's call it like you're looking for a revelation within a thought and it hasn't connected completely, but somebody will say one thing and it brings about this whole understanding, you know, of numerous of things. But anyways, we're going to be talking about the art of thinking. Now, fair warning, a lot of you do not know me personally. Nina tends to go off on a tangent, but I have my iPad here to help me, you know, study the course. Steady the course. However, I don't really always go by the script, so don't charge it to my heart, okay? So what I will be doing often is highlighting a few authors. Right now, I only have books for some of the local authors that we have, but I would love to connect with people outside of the city of Monroe, even in other states, you know, because reading is just knowledge, is power. It's a way for us to literally understand one another. We literally can read the minds of people who existed hundreds upon hundreds of years before us. Like, and I think that is just absolutely amazing. You know, phones don't last that long. Phones don't even last that long. But when you write something down and people have access to it, you literally have access to the mind of someone who doesn't even physically exist anymore. That's interesting. Okay, but I'm going to read something out of this book. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to make sure I got access to my notes, because I'm telling you, this brain, sometimes it just does not retain information. But I love that, because when I talk, a lot of the times I'm just literally using my rearranging of thoughts to put to communicate you guys what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is Think Like a Millionaire by Jonah R. Williams. He is from Monroe, Louisiana. I believe this book is available on Amazon. I probably should have figured that out. They do not know I have their books or I'm doing this. Somebody tell me. Okay, so Cultivating Your Mindset for Financial Success. Now this book, because he's like a financial guru. And I also have another person who also is a financial guru. However, because just reading and understand, just reading itself is so beautiful, because the author may intend to talk about one thing, but you can literally receive a whole revelation or outlook going in a completely totally different direction. However, you can use people's other minds to unlock the thoughts in your minds. That is as simple as it can get. And guys, I'm really big on like explaining myself the best way possible. So sometimes I use the weirdest examples. However, I bet you understand what I'm saying. All right, so your mind is an incredible your mind is an incredibly powerful thing, far more powerful than you can even imagine. What you think about it has an incredible effect on the quality of your life and whether you reach your dreams. In fact, your brain controls most of your reality. Not all, catch that, but most of your reality. What you think about, what you give your attention to, what you focus on. And oftentimes we say things repetitively, like, oh, think positive thoughts, or don't say negative things. Only speak the positive things. And we're like, okay, well, I'm trying, but and to some people it comes off as a cliche. But when you get certain people like on podcasts and TV shows and they're millionaires, they always say, I failed so many times. The average person would not have been able to recover from the failures that they have experienced. But it took one great idea that literally catapulted them to where they are. And just imagine the type of mindset you have to one, be able to get through the failures. Not one or two, but many failures. It's true. The average person who experienced common thinking, which is what I'm touching on, that's point one, common thinking. People are like, okay, you know what? This is not for me. Let me go try to recreate something else because this is not working. And I'm not saying that avenue does not work for all people. But when you talk about common thinking, people don't take failure. They don't take it well. And it causes them to give up. Just with podcasts, I read somewhere to where like people don't get past the third episode. And I think when I first came out with this podcast, I came out with like 2 episodes. And I just like let life just kind of sweep it under the rug. And it's like, wow, I can see, hearing that, it sounds crazy, but you can kind of see why, once you dealt with it, once you live. So they literally say if you get past 3, you're like a part of this 1% at least. So if you have a podcast and you're in your like 5th episode, congratulations, you've been promoted. I'm so funny. So yes, common thinking, being able to get past or surpass failures. Imagine the mindset that you have to be able to recover from the failure, and not only recover from it, but also have the strength and the mental capacity to be able to come up with another strategy and another strategy and another strategy. It takes strength that physical strength could not even begin to comprehend, because it's a mind thing. Our minds are spiritual. Now, something that you should know about me: I love the Lord. So church, I love the Lord. But I truly, truly do. And one day I'll get on here and be able to tell y'all my testimony of how I transitioned from agnostic atheist to a believer, a follower of Jesus Christ. So the mindset, right? And that's me. Did you just see that? I need y'all to catch that on video. I get to talking about the Lord. I'm about to go off into a whole nother realm. And now I forgot strategies to be able to move forward from failure in order to get the right idea that is going to prosper you. Me personally, I believe, and a lot of people, it's not me personally, but a lot of people believe in those who follow Christ and those who are on spiritual journeys, whether they are followers of whomever, I don't know. They know that the mind is spiritual. You cannot see it. You can't put your hands on it. But we know it exists because we use it, some of us, throughout our day-to-day living and activities in order to make decisions and choices and shape our realities. So the dangerous things about common thinking is, one, it was adopted, right? Because people teach us their mindset. We don't literally, and Dr. Trim also said that we don't learn how to think. We allow people to think for us. Now, a lot of us say, oh, don't nobody think for me. You know, I got my own mind. But if you really think about it, our upbringing is us being poured into by other mindsets. Other mindsets. So that's why we are all significantly, girl, what was that? Significantly different, because we were brought up by different mindsets, different ways, different cultures, different, you get what I'm saying. This is so much. You ever have, I'm going off on a tangent, but at least I'm aware of that. But let me say this. You ever have like an idea and like, or a thought, and all of it just pile up together and you just push it out loud, but you can't start over. That's what we're going to do. So, also funny. I'm sorry. You won't hear me say that a lot because I low-key talk to myself. But anyways, the common thinking. Common thinking is adopting the mindset of the universal appeal, to feel like you're not beautiful enough, watching the standards, or adopting the idea of what the standard of beauty is, or what the standard of being educated is, or the standard of qualifications. These were taught to us. If you do not have these attributes, these qualities, neither these characteristics, then you don't meet the picture of what's being painted. And I use beauty because that's one of the biggest things. Like, we have a lot of people, which this world is kind of odd, because people are beginning to look alike when it comes to physical characteristics. No shade to the BBL girlies, because some of them look really good, but those who are have extreme ways of believing that a woman should look like the extremely teeny tiny waist, the huge hip and butt look, the chiseled chin, the small nose, like that is a mindset that's been poured into a culture, multiple cultures of people, to believe that this is what beautiful looks like, or this is what beauty looks like. And if you don't look like this, then you simply do not meet the qualification, neither their standards. And may I add there that I serve a God who created men and women, all mankind, to his likeness and his image, which is also spirit. But I'm not going to go that deep because I get to teach it. But seriously, to believe that you are not beautiful, to believe that you are not capable, is to literally insult the King of heaven. Because God made each and every person beautiful, not with a standard of the earthly realm, but a standard of the beauty of a king, the kingdom. But we'll go back to that one day. I want to touch on that so bad, but I'm going to leave that alone. But please understand that I do believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if my beauty is in the eye of my God, and my God deems all things beautiful, all of his creation, all of mankind, then I cannot help but see each and every individual as beautiful. But common thinking will have people bullying and insulting and literally morphing their bodies into these distorted, deranged figures because of what someone else said. Common thinking is believing that you're not able to have a life of abundance. Common thinking is to have prosperity, money, a great living situation. I want to say, because I don't want to say like a big house, because I don't care how many millions I say. I literally have a picture of what my house is going to look like. I don't want too much, neither too less. But even having that mindset, some people shy away and say, oh, you're vain, or you can't be materialistic, and you shouldn't have this, and it's hard for a rich man to go into heaven. Well, yes, it is. The one who is driven by the love of money and not the love of God, not actual money. And Jonah actually speaks about that in his book. I don't want to take too long trying to flip and find the pages, Me telling me I don't want to do it and then sitting here doing it. No, seriously though, but he touched up on something about money not being evil. And I think I am about to run up on what I was talking about. Anyways, I'll find it. And I found it just when I was about to put the book down. Don't give up. Okay, we've all heard it said that money is the root of evil. Maybe your parents reinforced this myth when you were growing up. They didn't want to accumulate too much money because they were afraid that it would result in evil. And so you unconsciously adopted this belief. You don't want to accumulate too much money because you're afraid of what it will do to you. You believe that somehow money will turn you evil. Or you believe that money is evil itself. And then Jonah goes on to explain how this is a myth and that it's not true. And he also says, for an example, think about it in this way. When you put $20 in your wallet, does it make you a worse person? Of course not. What if you put $100 bill in your wallet? You still a bad person? No. That's because money itself is not evil. Adding more money to your bank account does not make you evil. It is simply adding more numbers in your account. He says, you can do good. You can do great good with money. You can give it to people in need, and then you can do evil. You know what the evil is. Y'all saw Diddy now. But what I'm saying is, a mindset shift is needed within the cultures of all people, because we are supposed to live an abundant, fruitful life. Common thinking is a purpose killer. Common thinking is a destination killer, as well as procrastination is a destination killer. These things that we have been taught to believe, and then certain demographic, when you see the same people going through the same exact thing, you kind of slowly begin to fall in line and say, I'll never have nothing, or you begin to glorify struggle. It is not uncommon for us to struggle, you know? However, the common mindset will keep us there. The common mindset is poisonous. Is poisonous to the mind. It is limiting. It's small, and you were not created for small. You were created to do great things. And please be mindful that this isn't just from a monetary state. This is living life to the capacity in which you view yourself. So if you view yourself a great, beautiful, bold, creative, prosperous, inspiring person, your life should reflect that. So now we're going to touch up on, I can't pull my notes up, but what if I try to think about it on my own? It's not coming up. It came up as soon as my notes came up. I'm sorry. But ascension thinking or higher thinking. Ascension thinking, something that I am practicing. Now, it's not like we're walking around every day and we just peppy, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Sometimes we have negative moments. Sometimes we feel down. The weight of the world gets kind of heavy and we start saying things, but I always make it my business after the end of the day to reflect and try to catch up with the thoughts that I had and just counsel them out and reverse them and so good seeds into my atmosphere for the next day. So, and I love the word ascension because it means to promote or go higher up into another place, but to go higher, never to go low, to ascend above and beyond. Ascension thinking requires patience. It requires understanding. It requires wisdom. It requires you to completely deny your reality, to refocus and regain a new perspective on life, to understand that life does not happen to us. We happen to life. My mind has the ability to shape my reality. The images that I project are able to become a reality, but I need to first use my words in order to speak these things. That scripture, speak things that are not as though they were. That is a superpower that the mind, the spiritual things have. The mind is spiritual. So it projects an image and then you communicate that image. you ever see how you say something like, oh my goodness, I just know this isn't gonna go right, or this is gonna happen because this happened last time, and then something does not go right? It's not a coincidence. This is how you shape your reality. I was speaking in church, I was ministering, and I used an example. They picked on me. They picked on me, but I used the color purple. And I said, imagine waking up in your bed and you just see the color purple, just the color itself. You now have a vision. The vision of the color purple has popped up in your head. You don't know what you're going to do with it. You don't know if you're going to wear a purple outfit, or you get a purple mug, or maybe paint your car purple. But you know you woke up with the color purple. So say if you say, well, I'm just going to wear a purple shirt today since it's on my mind. Now you have to decide whether you want to wear a purple shirt or purple pants or jeans, a purple shirt or purple shoes. These are the images in your mind are formulating, right? Now, by the time you get up and start your day, you're fully dressed in the outfit that you conjured up in your mind. That is a physical manifestation of your thoughts. When you look at it from that very tiny example, you get to see it on a brighter scale about how things are created. If you look in the world around you, if you pay attention, everything that you see once started off as an idea, a mind. Even you. Your mom and your dad was like, that one. And then they linked up and they did their big one, child, and they created such a beautiful, magnificent, wonderful human being. So seriously, so this is what we get when we apply the art of thinking. It requires patience. You have to come back and literally utilize risk management. Sit back and think. Don't let anyone tell you that you're taking too long to make a decision. Make sure each and every decision is a decision that you are comfortable with, and make sure it's a decision that you're confident in. Why? Because you have to answer to every decision that you make in life. Now, if you make a decision and it doesn't turn out to be the greatest, if it turns out to be something that you're not excited about, or it didn't work out for your I don't like to say that because, all things, I just want to touch on that. All things do work together for our good. I had something happen to me the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened to me, but I'm going to count it all joy. But you know what? It set me up for success 2 days later. God is good. Anyways, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, so ascension thinking. Ascension thinking is believing that you can achieve everything that you put your mind to. It is the completely uncompromised thought process to when you think something, there is no, could I get this done? Or maybe I can, or maybe I can't. Because I saw something, I saw purple, I put it on, and I physically wore it. It was mine. I had it. Now, you had immediate access to it because those things were in your closet, but it's still on a brighter scale the same way. You have to go and gain access. Access is there for you. You just have to take the steps and believe by faith or by mindset that you can acquire that which you desire. Talk, Nina. This book I have, it's called A Girl's Faith Finance Journey. A Girl's Faith Finance Journey. Now, I have this outline. I really like how what I just said is leading into this. I just let it flow. Anyways, so she said something that really grasped my heart. And this is a book of affirmations. You have affirmations. You have prayers. I'm sorry, not prayers. You have affirmations. And then you have little passages that kind of touch up on the scriptures. So this one in particular says, when you are evolving, everything changes. So, of course, that includes your finances. And in my case, this was so important because I'm a serial entrepreneur who never had enough money for my thousands of elaborate business ventures and visions. So Chautauqua knew that she had visions, she had aspirations, but she didn't know how she was going to get that done. But she knew that she had the vision. And I believe as a kingdom heiress, when God, the visionary, gives us the vision, and the provisions are what? The capacity of my mind, the capacity of my mind, my capability, that I can have anything that I think of. So she says, okay, I have the vision, but now what's the next step? She said, it was imperative that God change my finances to match my faith. She had the mindset and she had the belief system. She knew that she didn't know how she was going to get it, but I gave somebody this example. I said, think about a baby who just came out. The baby's hungry. It already was pre-built with a hunger. It did not know what it was going to eat. It did not know how, when, and who was going to feed it. But he came out with an expectation to be fed. And how we need to see our God, or whomever other people believe. I know that my God is never failing. He's faithful. He's just and he's true. So I know that if I have this vision that he has supplied me with, I have to know that he is going to make a way for me to be able to carry out the vision. Anything that God has his hands on, it may tarry, but it shall come to pass, because it is his desire for me to have that which he has written out in his perfect will. I can never just refrain from talking about the Father. But it's very, very true. I hope this is an inspiration to someone. I hope this helps someone. There's a lot of points that I really want to get to concerning the mindset. Me just doing this, realize like, girl, this is like a teaching session. You can't really get all of this out in like 20 minutes, but that is something to think about. I want to challenge you guys to set small goals. Write out your vision. And in divine detail, point out what you want to do, how you want to do it, and by what time you want to get it done. And remember, the book of I believe it's Habits. I don't know if it's a bad habits or it might just be habits. But anyways, the book says that people overestimate what they can do in 3 months and then underestimate what they can do in 6 months, and it causes them to give up. That's a lot of things. If you want to start a podcast, you need to do the necessary steps to get it done. It is so much out here that we can utilize before we can get, what we need. The professional, the more expensive things that a lot of these professional or wide scale podcasters use. You can use your phone. Use, you know what? If you're starting a podcast, hit me up. I'm gonna put you on. Because I want to see my people win. Because I could not believe that a lot of people do not get past 3 episodes. We talk all day. Put the camera up and talk. Get that podcast started. Get that business started. Change yourself. Become a better mom. Become a better daughter. A better father. A better worker. Let's do better. Let's challenge ourselves. Don't just log into these podcasts and say, hey, let me get a word of encouragement. Watch that whole podcast, have your soda and your chips, be inspired for 30 minutes, and then wake up the next day and say, life be lifing. No, let's get it done. Let's be encouraged. Let's be encouraged. I always say, for those who are believers, if it is God's will, it is his bill. Do not worry about the money that you have right now. Do not worry about what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and use that to produce. Oh my gosh. Use it to produce. Let's go. Let's get it. I love you guys. Y'all, this is one of the first of many. I will not give up. I'm going to keep seeing this thing through, because I desire for this to become a TV show, The Social Lounge, where we talk all things business, entrepreneur, community, unity, love. Let's get into it, family. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much Remember, Think Like a Millionaire by Mr. Jonah R. Williams, and A Girl's Faith and Finance Journey by Miss Chautauqua Watson. And she will actually be a guest on the Tuesday live stream that you can find on the Social Addict on Facebook. It's called Talk Business to Me Tuesday live stream with yours truly. And I will be having Miss Chautauqua Watson talk more about her books, more about her financial journey, her finance business. She is absolutely, guys, a breath of fresh air. I love these people so much. And if you have a book, if you're an author and you want me to feature it on the podcast, just hit me up. I would absolutely love to feature your mind on my platform. All right, make sure you guys like and follow the Social Addict, like the YouTube, subscribe, guys, to the official Social Addict. I love you guys so much. Be encouraged, and I'm always here. You can reach out to me. We can have a conversation. We can talk about what you want to do. If you need prayer, I absolutely love God's people. So I will talk to you guys another time. See you soon.